Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, this is a June comeback review. So before I get started, I just want to make a mini disclaimer. Everything that I say in this video is solely going to be my unbiased opinion, and you're more than free to agree or disagree with me, as long as you're not being rude about it. So if you're the type of person that can't handle someone sharing an opinion that is different than yours, or you just can't handle someone criticizing a song by your faves, then this isn't the video for you. Without further ado, let's get started. Judging by the fact that S-Class is last, I think it's pretty obvious that I didn't like it, so I'm going to explain why. I think S-Class is ridiculously messy. Sure, that was probably their intention. When you listen to the entire song, it does seem like they're trying to do a mix pop thing. But the problem is, this isn't executed well. The transitions, especially the one that they do for the second verse, is just jarring. And not in a good way. The melody of the song itself was just bad. I don't want to ramble on because I have a lot of comebacks to cover, so I'll leave it there and give S-Class a 1.5 out of 10.
Got the bounce, wow, 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 wow.
Everything that I said about S-Class applies to this song as well. The only thing that would be different is that I think that the transitions were slightly better. But then again, that's not saying much because the song itself isn't really good either. The rest of the album was fine. There was only one B-side that I genuinely liked, but the rest of them weren't necessarily bad, they just weren't that interesting. I'm giving this song a 3 out of 10.
Tell me who's next. Tell me who's next. Tell me who's next.
Yeah, I didn't like this one either. It just feels like their company has no idea what to do with them. I think it's pretty obvious that the lapillus members excel in dance the most, so I think their company just thinks that they should just give them powerful songs so they can show that off without putting an actual effort in their releases. It just feels incredibly lazy, and I don't like it. 4 out of 10. I think this comeback was a step down from their debut, with both the title track and the album itself. After 8 Turn's debut Tic Tac, I was pretty interested to see what direction they would take next. I was pretty disappointed to find out that the title track was a pop-punk song. I wasn't in love with their debut either, but I at least thought their debut album was a good starting place to do something cool because Kpop songs with 90s influences in the 4th gen was rare at the time. But Uncharted Drift deviates from that a lot. I'll give Excel a 5 out of 10.
Deep down on my body, feel alive. In my hands, you want it till I die.
When I first clicked on the Overdrive music video and saw the opening scene, I kinda had an idea what the song was going to sound like, and I was really hoping I was wrong. Turns out I was right, and Overdrive was a emo trap song variant. I don't think the song is bad, in fact. I really like the instrumental. But ultimately, Overdrive just wasn't for me. The rest of the EP was fine. Nothing stuck out though. Anyways, I'll give Overdrive a 6.3 out of 10. I see what her team was trying to do with this comeback, but I'm not feeling it. I don't like the song itself, and I think Yena centering Olivia Rodrigo as the topic of her comeback was a bad move. I really liked her previous comeback, Love War, and I was hoping that she'd stick with that sound because I think she really suits it. Hate Rodrigo just isn't that good, to be honest, so I'll give it a 6.4 out of 10.
Every day, my life,
I almost didn't add this in my video, because I forgot that Twice was having a subunit debut, but yeah, I like Marshmello. It's very simple. It's very cute. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I don't have much to say about Wild Heart. It's fun and catchy, and just gives off great vibes. It sounds like some of those pop songs that you would hear on the radio in like 2013. But it doesn't sound outdated and it still feels very fresh. The B-sides on their debut album Continue was also pretty enjoyable, so overall I think that this is just a very solid debut. So because of that I'm giving this 8 out of 10. Me Now's solid, relatively simple, sure, but I still had fun regardless. The rest of the album left a lot to be desired for me though. None of the B-sides were bad by any means, but none of them spoke to me. I honestly feel like Unlock My World is too cohesive. Let me cook for a minute. I think having a cohesive album is a good thing, but I feel like all of the songs on the album blended together too much. Like all of them had the same vibe, and even the instrumentals were pretty similar in my opinion. But like I said earlier, this wasn't bad at all, and I did genuinely like Me Now, so I'll give it a 8.1 out of 10. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did, nor was I expecting this sound from Seungwoo. I thought his comeback would have a darker vibe, so imagine my surprise when I clicked on the music video and started hearing a song that's damn near R&B perfection. Like Seungwoo's voice was literally made for this type of music, and I've been saying this for the longest, like, the way that I always win. Anyways, Dive Into also kinda gave me 2014 Usher vibes, and I thought that was pretty cool as well. My only two criticisms are, number 1, this part. I don't like the way that this sounds at all, and I feel like it kind of ruined the vibe of the song. I think that the transition could have been executed so much better. A good example of how I would have wanted it to sound would be Stamp on It by Got the Beat. So the transition would be just like that, but instead it will transition into Seungwoo rapping. And after that segment, he would go back to singing. It would have made the song 10 times better, and I would have definitely ranked higher if that was the case. I do have one more criticism about this comeback, but I'm not gonna mention it, because it's really not that serious and it was really just me being nitpicky, to be honest. Anyways, I'm giving Dive Into a 8.3 out of 10. I like Jump, it's fun and upbeat, which is very on brand for P1 Harmony, but I want to see something different from them. Like, don't get me wrong, I love P1 Harmony's overall vibe, but I'd like to see them expand on it. Hopefully that made sense. Anyways, I'm giving Jump a 8.3 out of 10.
Heart like a criminal, heart like a beat, heart like my flow, 너도 원했니? 밤이 녹은 만큼 뜨겁고.
I don't really have that much knowledge when it concerns Chinese music, like I've listened to some of their older hits, but I haven't really kept up with their newer songs. So I went into this comeback not really knowing what to expect, and it's more than safe to say that I was definitely pleasantly surprised. Like, oh my fucking god, they absolutely did their big fucking one. And the rest of the album too? Yeah, I have definitely been sleeping on them, but best believe I'm wide fucking awake now, and I'm doing a deep dive up their discography, which is long overdue. I'm giving this a 9.3 out of 10.
Baby, finally, I feel like I can be me. 터질 듯한 우린.
First of all, this is such an upgrade from their to previous releases. This comeback genuinely surprised me the most out of everyone, because what the fuck? Like, I was not expecting them to eat this hard. This song is literally perfect, and this close to being my number 1. And by now you might have already figured out what my number 1 is. So yeah, this song is that good. Honestly, I'm genuinely proud of P Nation, because who would have thought? They actually gave them an amazing song. Crazy. Anyways, I also wanted to talk about their concept for Kick It for now. I absolutely love the 90s vibe of the music video, the outfits, and the song itself. And out of all the groups that incorporated 90s aesthetics into their comebacks, TNX executed it the best. And it's not close. I am giving Kick 4 now a 10 out of 10. One thing about motherfucking Ateez is that they're just going to shit on the entire industry when they release, like without fail. They absolutely won the boy group comeback war, and y'all can fight me on that. I don't care that it's only June. I don't need to hear shit else. Like, it's over. Everyone else can pack it the fuck up. Like the way that they managed to incorporate a parrot in the chorus and make it not sound goofy, but actually encapsulates the vibe of the song perfectly, is absolutely crazy to me. The raps, The vocals and the auto-tune part mesh together so perfectly. Oh, and us finally getting Seungwoo in the booth, rapping? Yeah, this comeback is absolutely legendary. My favorite thing about Ateez is how amazing their range is. While they do have somewhat of a distinct sound, each and every time they release, I know I'm always going to get something new and innovative. You will never have to worry about getting bored with them, ever. And unsurprisingly, I'm giving Bouncy a 10 out of 10. Now that I'm done talking about all the comebacks, let's talk about my favorite B-sides. Yeah, there was no way I was ending this comeback review without talking about this one. Natty's vocals are absolutely unreal. The control and smoothness of her voice, the production too. Whoever produced this song deserves the best head imaginable. Yeah, I think Sugarcoat might be one of my favorite K-pop songs of all time. And yes, I'm being serious. The fact that I got both Bouncy and Sugarcoat in the same month, the way that I always fucking win, the way that I always win, there's really nothing else to say. Like, I just love real-ass music. So obviously, this is getting a 10 out of 10. Oh, and by the way, I do plan on covering the other solos that the Kiss of Life members did in my July comeback review. The reason they aren't here is because I haven't listened to them yet, so I'll talk about them when I cover Kiss of Life's official debut. So, subscribe if you want to see that. So, without further ado, let's actually talk about my favorite B-sides this time.
하나하나의 불만들이 나타낸 것만 같아처럼